Omakyanatimanasya Chanansla Slakya Sakshan Militam Yena Tasmai Shikove Nama Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Pastaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Namani Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravanya Pracharini Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Vaskachai Desataya Srila Prabhupada Ki. Today is the auspicious day of the Panihatti Cidha Dadhi Mahotsav, the pastime with Lord Chaitanya and Lord Nityananda, the pastime of the chipped rice and yogurt with Raghunatha Goswami. So this pastime that expresses the importance of serving devotees to get their mercy to attain for those who are desirous to give up this cycle of birth and death and go back to the spiritual abode. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he expresses that desire in his song, that in one of his songs, part of Saranagati, and he sings, O Vaishnava Thakura, Doyara Sagara, Edase Koruna Kori, Diya Padachaya, Sodase Amaya, Tomara Charanata Glory. Krishna se tomara, Krishna dite paro, tomara sakati ache. Amito kangala, Krishna Krishna boli, daya tava pache pache. Translation of this song by Bhaktivinoda Thakur. O venerable Vaishnava, O Ocean of Mercy, be merciful unto your servant. Give me the shade of your lotus feet and purify me. I hold on to your lotus feet. Krishna is yours. You have the power to give him to me. I am simply your servant, running behind you, shouting, Krishna, Krishna. It's a song by Bhaktivinoda Thakur, a song in which he expresses his intense desire to serve devotees, that he considered their mercy the only way to attain Krishna's spiritual abode. And this is what this pastime signifies, is Panihatti Cidha Dadhi Mahotsav. To understand this pastime, one must, there is a need to understand the life of Raghunatha Goswami. Raghunatha Goswami is one of the 6 Goswamis in Vrindavan. He's an eternal associate of Lord Krishna, of Sri Krishna Chaitanya. Lord Chaitanya's eternal associates who came from the spiritual world to engage in Lord Chaitanya's pastimes. So we have Raghunatha Goswami. I have a picture here of Raghunatha Goswami, one of the 6 Goswamis. That Raghunatha Goswami, originally, he is from Saptagram. Saptagram is one of the villages in Panihatti. Panihatti is at the north of Calcutta. That in Panihatti, you have the confluence of the Ganges and the Yamuna. That this many great devotees who were residing at Panihatti, that there is not only Raghunatha Goswami, but also Raghava Pandit and other associates of Lord Chaitanya. Lord Chaitanya visited Panihatti a few times. But it starts with the life of Raghunatha Goswami. Raghunatha Goswami, he took birth as the son of very rich landowners. His father was Sri Govardhan, and his uncle was Sri Hiranyagarbha, and they were both tax collectors. And they were very, very rich. They were living in a palace. So Raghunatha Goswami, when he took birth, he had all wealth, whatever desirable. And he was assisting his father in his business of tax collection and overseeing the properties, because he was a big landowner. But then at one time, we know that from the Chaitanya Charitamrita, that Lord Chaitanya received sannyas in Katwa. And after the acceptance of the sannyas order, that from Keshava Bharati was wandering for 3 days to the forest in complete ecstasy, not knowing where he was going. But of course, Lord Chaitanya and the devotees told the people, if you see this sannyasi and he asked the way for Vrindavan, showing the way to the Ganga. And that is what happened. Lord Chaitanya wanted to go to Vrindavan and was asking the way to Vrindavan, and they showed him the way to the Ganga. Then Lord Nityananda was waiting at the Ganga. And when Lord Chaitanya came at the Ganga, Lord Nityananda said, "Welcome in Vrindavan. This is the Yamuna." And immediately Lord Chaitanya, out of ecstasies, jumped into the Ganga. He jumped into the Ganges, but then, yes, then Advaita Acharya appeared there with a boat and with some dry, clean, new underwear, because Lord Chaitanya had no clothes. And when Lord Chaitanya was in the Ganga, he saw Advaita Acharya standing in the boat, and he said to Advaita Acharya, "What are you doing in Vrindavan?" And Advaita Acharya said, "Wherever you are is Vrindavan, but this is the Ganga." And Lord Chaitanya said, "But Lord Nityananda cheated me. He brought me to the Ganga. And he said it's the Yamuna." Well, Advaita Acharya said, whatever Lord Nityananda said must be true, because some miles away here at Panihatti, so the Ganges comes into the Yamuna flows into there's a confluence with the Yamuna and the Ganga. And so the left side or the right side, I don't know, one side of the Ganga flows the Yamuna, and at the other side, the Ganga. So it's true, you have taken bath in the Yamuna, because it's at the side where the Ganga, the Yamuna comes into the Ganga. but he said, please come to my house. You are a sannyasi now. I cooked a very little. Just come and come receive a handful of food as your alms at my house. So he brought Lord Chaitanya to his house in Santipur. But then all the devotees were waiting for him. And also Mother Sachi, she had cooked a lot. Anyway, then Lord Chaitanya saw all these opulent prasad, and they offered it to the deities. And then they fed Lord Chaitanya and Lord Nityananda. That's the whole pastime. But during that festival, there was also Raghunatha Goswami. He met Lord Chaitanya. And after he met Lord Chaitanya, he lost all his attraction for all wealth. When he came back home in Saptagam, then his parents found that he was changed. He had no interest in anything material anymore. So the parents of Raghunath, they were worried, and they made a plan. She Govardhan and his wife, and no problem. We will get him again into the business. We will, and they got for him a very beautiful young girl, and they were thinking, if we marry him, he will become attracted to this girl, and he will get into the business, and he will forget about his Chaitanya and his movement, his Hare Krishna movement. But then they tried, they married him, but he had no interest in his wife. and so their anxiety increased. Their plan didn't work. They realized their plan didn't work. And Raghunath just wanted to escape. And so they hired guards, and he was guarded by guards 24 hours a day. In the meantime, Lord Chaitanya, he went to Jagannath Puri. And then after staying there some time, he wanted to go to Vrindavan, and he left Jagannath Puri, Odisha, and he left for Vrindavan. Of course, that means he has to go to the jungle, Chaikanda jungle, and then to Bengal. And so he came in Panihatti. So when Lord Chaitanya came in Panihatti, then Raghunath asked his parents, please let me go to see him. And they agreed, but they sent some guards with him. And he went to see Lord Chaitanya. And when Lord Chaitanya, when Raghunath met Lord Chaitanya, he said, I have no interest in this material life and this married life. So please let me join your movement. And Lord Chaitanya said, be patient, that you should act as follows. You stay at home, but you act like a wife who has a paramour, a lover. She does her household chores very nicely, perfect, so that her husband will not become suspicious that she has a lover. But internally, she thinks always of her lover. In the same way that you do your household business, your business externally very nicely, so that no one becomes suspicious. Internally, you think always of your service of Radha and Krishna. So that was the first instruction he gave. But Lord Chaitanya gave Raghunatha Goswami many other instructions. And they are in Chaitanya Charitamrita here. That so Lord Chaitanya said that Gramya Katana Sunibe, Gramya Vartana Kaibe, Bala na Kaibe Are Bala Naparibe. Do not talk like people in general, or hear what they say. You should not eat very palatable food, nor should you dress very nicely. So these are additional instructions, he said, and that don't hear prajalpa, people talking about one another, about sense gratification and criticizing each other, and so don't hear these things. And don't eat very palatable food, fancy food. And you should not dress very nicely, but simple. So keep simple. And then he said, do not expect honor, but offer all respect to others. Always chant the holy name of Krishna. And within your mind, render service to Radha Krishna in Vrindavan. And then he said, I briefly give you my instructions. Now you will get all details about them from Svarup Damodar. Anyway, that's the secretary of Lord Chaitanya. Okay, Raghunath, he understood. And he left for his family, and he tried to do that. And he did that for some time, but he could not maintain it. He was so attracted to Lord Chaitanya. So that is also the warning that Rupa Goswami gives, the old materialist. He says, do not go to see this Krishna of Vrindavan or Keshivat. Do not go to see him. It's a warning, because your family life, your attraction to your wife or husband will be all finished. That your material life will be ruined. And that is what happened with Raghunatha Das Goswami. He met Lord Chaitanya and became so attracted, and he lost, by his attraction to Krishna Chaitanya, he lost all attraction for all other things. So he did that for some time internally, but then at a certain moment, he found this is artificial. I cannot continue doing that. And he tried to escape. Every day he tried to escape, but the guard of his father will always bring him back again and again and again. But then Lord Chaitanya had said to him, be patient, that the time will come. So then at a certain time, the Lord Nityananda, who is Balaram, the first expansion of Krishna, first expansion of Lord Chaitanya. Lord Nityananda, where got the order of Lord Chaitanya? Because Lord Nityananda, when Lord Chaitanya took sannyas and went to Jagannath Puri, Lord Chaitanya wanted also to stay in Jagannath Puri with Lord Chaitanya, but Lord Chaitanya said, no, that I order you go back to Bengal and organize the preaching in Bengal, which Lord Chaitanya did for many years. So Lord Chaitanya came to Panihatti, near to the village of Saptagram, where Raghunatha Das Goswami was staying. And when Raghunatha Das Goswami heard this, he asked his father permission to see Lord Nityananda, and he agreed, but he sent with him again many guards. So when Raghunatha Goswami came, when he came in to Panihatti, and he saw Lord Nityananda, he offered Nityananda his respects from a distance. That so here you have Lord Nityananda. He was always nicely dressed with many ornaments, very beautiful. And when Raghunatha saw Lord Nityananda in Panihatti, he offered his obeisance from a distance. And that when Lord Nityananda saw Raghunatha offering obeisances, he shouted to him, and he said, "You are a thief." And he came to Raghunatha and forcibly put his feet on his head. And he said to Raghunatha, "You are a thief, and I will punish you." So why is Lord Nityananda, who is original spiritual master, saying to Raghunatha Goswami that he is a thief? Because Raghunatha went directly to see Krishna Chaitanya. But to get the mercy of Lord Chaitanya, you must get first the mercy of Nityananda, or the spiritual master. So Nityananda is representative of the spiritual master. And therefore he says, yeah, you try to go directly to Lord Chaitanya, but so you are a thief that you cannot go directly. You first must get the mercy, the spiritual master and the devotees. Therefore, because you are a thief, I will punish you. I punish you that you have to feed all my associates here. You have to feed them with chipped rice and yogurt. And then that Raghunatha became very happy. And because they were very rich, he was buying all the chipped rice, all the yogurt, bananas, different fruits. They are all described in detail in Chaitanya Bhagavat. That and condensed milk. That and he bought also pots, thousands of clay pots. But he was thinking, yeah, these associates, there are not so many, but we want to hold a festival, but we need much more people. But suddenly people came from all sides, and he was buying, and all the market men, the sellers, they heard there's a festival going on there, and they wanted to sell their goods, and Raghunatha bought all their rice, milk, yogurt, bananas, condensed milk, and so on. That and he went to other villages, buy more and more and more, and engaged all his servants to prepare this and put him into pots, and they gave every devotee 2 pots, one with chipped rice and the other with yogurt mixed with condensed milk and bananas. That and there were thousands of people, and there was not space enough. That Lord Chaitanya sat a little higher with all his associates, and then down on the beach were many people, and they were sitting up to the Ganga until their neck, and they all got 2 pots. So it became a very joyful festival. Everyone was singing the holy names of Krishna. Kirtan going on. And Lord Nityananda became ecstatic, and he invited Lord Chaitanya. And although Lord Chaitanya was in Jagannath Puri, he appeared at the spot. Not only everyone could see Lord Chaitanya, but Lord Nityananda was feeding Lord Chaitanya in his mouth, and they were laughing. So it became a great festival. And after the festival, Lord Nityananda was very pleased and blessed Raghunath Das Goswami. Said, "You will now soon get the mercy of Lord Chaitanya." So then Raghunath went back to his house, and the situation was before continued for some time. They were guarding him, but then, and he tried to escape a few times, but they catched him every time. So one evening, the head pujari came to Raghunath and said, yes, there's no pujari for tomorrow, and this pujari quit, but can you get his back? He's there. Can you get him? And Raghunatha said, yes, I will get him, no problem. And somewhere or other, he did not get this pujari, but he escaped. And that evening, all the guards were asleep. And he was running. He was running to the east. And was running without stoppage, more than 50 kilometers. And then he became exhausted there. And some farmer gave him, seeing he was so exhausted and had not eaten for that, he gave him milk. And then the next day he was going to the south. And then gradually he took the direction of Jagannath Puri, but he was not walking on the public roads, but to the jungle always. And after 12 days, he reached Jagannath Puri. And there he met Lord Chaitanya at Jagannath Puri. And Jagannath Puri embraced him. And he gave Raghunatha Das he put him under the care of his secretary, Svarup Damodar. So Lord Chaitanya said, you, the Svarup Damodar, you will become the servant of Svarup Damodar and serve him. Because Svarup Damodar was the secretary of Lord Chaitanya, but in Krishna's pastimes he's Lalita. So Lord Chaitanya knew that his eternal position as a servant of Krishna was that he was a manjari working under Lalita Devidas. So Lord Chaitanya was very pleased with Raghunatha Das Goswami. Many things happened afterwards with Raghunatha Das Goswami, which we can all read in Chaitanya Charitamrita. Raghunatha Das Goswami is the most renounced, and that like we see the 6 Goswamis, Sanatan Goswami he's our guru in Sambandha Gyan, that he has compiled Hari Bhakti Vilas, and there are also the instructions of Lord Chaitanya, 4 chapters in Chaitanya Charitamrita on how to develop devotional service, how to re-establish our relationship with Krishna. But then Rupa Goswami, he is our Acharya in the matters of Abhideya, how to practice devotional service. And he gave his nectar of devotion, which is all over the practice. And then we have Raghunatha Goswami, his Prayojan. It shows that Raghunath had only interest in Lord Chaitanya and Krishna, the goal. And he would not deviate from the goal. And this goal is called Prayojan, this loving devotional service. That this story of the life of Raghunatha Goswami is so interesting. Raghunatha Goswami, he was in the beginning, he was accepting prasad with the devotees, but then he was thinking, I'm not a sun schattifier. And he was standing at the entrance of the Jagannath temple, and he was begging. And Lord Chaitanya became very pleased when we heard that, his sense of renunciation. Now Raghunatha Goswami said, I'm begging, but my mind is a prostitute. Because people come out of the temple of Jagannath Puri, and my mind is thinking, is this person going, maybe this person is going to give, or maybe this person. So it's like a prostitute. So he didn't want to do that anymore. So he stopped begging at the entrance of Jagannath Puri temple. What he did, he went to, because in Jagannath Puri they had 64 kitchens, 64 offerings a day. It's immense, and they are cooking rice, and when the water is cooked, they remove the water, and the water comes out with a little rice still, and he was collecting that, and some of the parts of the rice were good and others bad, and he was taking out the bad things and was eating that. And then Lord Chaitanya, he kept that rice separate. And Lord Chaitanya came one day and he told Raghunatha, you have this nectar rice. And he said to Lord Chaitanya, no, that's just rejected rice. But when he showed the rice, Lord Chaitanya was snatching the thing from his hand and eating it. And because Raghunatha had so much love for Lord Chaitanya, immense love, so that's the kind of renunciation of Raghunatha Goswami. Of course, after Lord Chaitanya left this world, Raghunatha Goswami, he wanted to end his life, and he went to Govardhan. From Jagannath Puri, he went to Govardhan to join where the 6 Goswamis were. And he wanted to jump from Govardhan and commit suicide. But then the other Goswamis, Rupa Goswami, Sanatana Goswami, said, yeah, don't do that. Just, I think it was Rupa Goswami gave him the Dani Keli pastime, which he had just written. And the Dani Keli pastime is a tax collecting pastime where Radharani and the gopis, they come at a certain place. You can visit that in Vrindavan. And Lord Chaitanya stopped the gopis and said, this is a tax station. You have to pay toll station. You have to pay a tax. And Mother Mangala, he was he had to determine the tax. That's a whole pastime, and it's very humoristic. And by reading that, he started to come into another mood and agreed to stay alive. That and he wrote a commentary then on this Danakeli pastime, Danakeli Shintamani. He his Raghunatha Goswami has also written Mukti Charita. That, but he gave up his worldly existence at the age of 75. That you can visit his samadhi in Radhakund. I was there last time. Again, I visit always this samadhi of Raghunatha Goswami. It's very, very nice. So the pastime today, this joyful festival, this festival of chipped rice and Yoghurt, Panihatti, Cidha, Dadhi, Utsav. It's very joyful. We had this festival this morning in Radhadesh, here in the temple. We had everyone fast breakfast. We had chipped rice, yogurt, condensed milk, and so on. That the same breakfast, the same festival, and we were here in the pastime. Very joyful. All the children had decorated pots, and on in these pots, this chipped rice, yogurt, and so on were offered on the altar. That we do that every year, and it's a very joyful festival. And many visitors have come just for that festival. So it was very joyful, but it signifies the necessity to get the mercy of devotees, to get the mercy of Krishna. We may need the mercy of the spiritual master, but not only the mercy of the spiritual master, of all the devotees. We need mercy. And by that mercy, Krishna will give his mercy. Krishna's mercy is followed by the mercy of his devotees. And that's the great significance on this pastime. Hare Krishna. Any comments or questions? Good. Thank you very much. And I wish you on this auspicious day the mercy of Lord Nityananda and of all the devotees. And Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki.
Jai. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Maharaj. Very nice. Thank you.
Very well.
Very well.